if I were a cartoon character, I would have a catchphrase derived from my delightfully absurd speech impediment. And if I were a cartoon character, my hair would grow in perfect spikes naturally and would be a color not normally found in humans. And if I were a cartoon character, I wouldn't be human, which would explain the hair thing. And if I were a cartoon character, falling from great heights and being hit over the head would not be an issue because my spine would compress itself down like an accordion before returning perfectly to its natural alignment. And if my life were a cartoon, I would be voiced by Steve Blum just like Spike Spiegel and every other major anime character. And if my life were a cartoon, I could survive taking a freight train to the face while suffering nothing beyond delusions of a circle of chirping birds around my head. And if my life were a cartoon, bomb blasts and gunshots directed at me would only result in the blackening of my person and the possible displacement of my lips. And if my life were a cartoon, I'd befriend a zany cast of characters such as a talking bullfrog that's the size of an elephant and a three-eyed purple gentleman who speaks Braille. And if I were a cartoon character, I could run 60 miles per hour at a 5-degree angle to the ground or up a perfectly vertical surface while accurately throwing ninja stars. And if I were a cartoon character, I would never ever have to use the bathroom. And if I were a cartoon character, I could create tornadoes by running around in circles really fast. And if I were a cartoon character, I would have a small, useless, animal-like sidekick with a random, bizarre appendage or mannerism. Solo! And if my life were a cartoon, rooms in long hallways would open to random locations and events such as the surface of Mars or a room with a clown being mauled by a circus bear. And if my life were a cartoon, all the attractive female characters would be surprisingly and unnecessarily scantily clad because the show would be meant to target an adolescent male audience. And if my life were a cartoon, there would be no indicators other than events such as birthdays as to the nature of the passage of time. And if my life were a cartoon, when I cut off someone's head, it would pop off the neck with an amount of force that's completely disproportionate to the amount transferred with the attack. And if I were a cartoon character, I could breathe in space and underwater unless it was important to the plot that I couldn't. And if I were a cartoon character, I could become completely unrecognizable solely by wearing a pair of glasses with a prosthetic nose attached to them. And if I were a cartoon character, out of sheer convenience, I would be extremely capable in the use of any weapon or martial arts style ever. And if I were a cartoon character, I could fly. And if my life were a cartoon, I would use unnecessarily large words to describe the details of my existence. Yes, I would. If my life were a cartoon. Screw it, you know the rest.